The following program is produced through the community television facilities of Saugus TV. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of Saugus TV, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi guys, this is the return of the Disgruntled Italian. They're gonna bring to you the news of the week through local newspaper and the Herald and the Boston. Obviously, this is my opinion of what I read, wrong or right, pleasant or not. That's what I do. This way, considering that everybody have their hectic life to do things that occupy them, they're very important and all that, so I'll save time the people to go get the newspaper, stop and reading, and all those things that they use time. So after having said this, I'm going to start, and I'm going to start with the local newspaper. They picked up this morning. Actually, it's called the Saugus Advocate. And I look through it. I like the way it's printed. I like the way that they using a lot of color and pictures and their description of the event. It's really thorough and nice. Let's start it. With the front page, we have something important. It's got a picture of two boys with their mean of transportation, and they are on the rail trail, which the rail trail is a project that's been developed, now it's a few years only, that still probably needs some touch-up here and there. And it's nice, goes through a few towns, and it's really relaxing. As a matter of fact, when I called my friend in Italy with the smartphone, I come up with an idea. I decided to go what they call it, a video call, and it worked. So I show him that one, and he was impressed. He liked the idea. This is a situation, actually. That's why it needs more perfecting on certain things. Some probably possible, some much more difficult. For example, the difficult one is to make sure that people that they want to do a walk for their enjoyment, and maybe even for health reasons and stuff like that, they don't get hindered or scared by other people that they decide to use maybe scooter or motorized things, which they are forbidden. But some of them, they use the e-bike, and they are actually mentioning on the newspaper. And yes, I agree, the e-bike either shouldn't be allowed on those trail, or if they are allowed, they can only go with a certain speed, because the e-bike can go much faster than a person can walk. So obviously some people might getting scared or startled because here he comes from behind them, this bicycle, e-bike, didn't make any noise and just zip right through it. They can get scared, startled, and that's not good, especially if the walk is done because it's health reason. Like a person with the diabetes, like I do, walk it does very good. So, and there maybe are people that they have heart problems. So it's many reasons. Just it's not going to be easy to list them all, but at the end of it, if whoever likes to go with their e-bike on the trail, it should be keeping those things in mind, those details. Don't zip, don't rush, don't run. You have to do some kind of competitive sports. Just enjoy, relax. That's important. So then we go on the second page. It talks about the election of a person that probably is going, as not probably, but is going to run for the Board of Selectmen the next election. And I see the picture over here. It looks like a very young and bright person. And I wish her all the luck in the world. And I hope she's got a good idea, because I don't know her. Consequentially, I only vote for people that I know. And I know. And if I don't know, I will search to know. Because today, being of one party or another party, one color or the other, as I say to a friend of mine, it's passé. It doesn't matter. It's the character of the person that counts. And I stop here because my thought went right away to Washington, and what I see in Washington, I don't like. So then we have page 3, life savings advice about Narcan, which is some kind of the device or something, because I'm not familiar with that is supposed to save the life of people that get overdose with the opioid. And on the page over here, page 3, there is a picture. Who's the picture? That's Mr. Paul Guarino, which is coordinator for the city of Everett Fire Department. I'm sure they are familiar with all those steps. So I hope that their help, it produce some results for them to be proud of what they're doing, and for the people that their lives get saved. So because that's a debt, it just cannot be paid back. No way. Therefore, just a thank you, and God knows. Then we go on page 4, and that talks again about the rail trail. That they say, okay, that gives a description over here, improving the public safety of 2.5 mile segment of the Northern Strand Community Trail, which runs through Saugus, remains a work in progress, as I just mentioned earlier. That's true. So, and obviously, the idea is probably what I described. There is, they says all the violator of the existing rule face $100 fine for the first offense and $250 for each additional offense. But the point is, how they gonna catch them? How? There are no video camera. There are no nothing. Only people that when the things happen, the person get startled or something, and the other one, the perpetrator, keeps going. I think there is no else to say. I don't think they want to lose time to go to the police. Then the police gonna question them, and the questioning them, it creates probably other questions. So, and time goes by. So people, they just ignore it and keep going. So it's gotta be found some way that this perpetrator get caught and they get hit on the wallet, because that's the only way to make them understand. So there's sometime during the night I hear some of these people with motorcycle, they're revving it up and they're going fast, and that's like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Come on. This is sometime I ask myself, why they doing that? We know right off the bat those are young people that can have money to spend for those expensive motorcycle. But why they doing that? Don't they understand that people go to sleep, they gotta get up in the morning, go to work, and be productive all day long? And disturb or interrupt a sleeping night, it doesn't help. So evidently they think more about themselves and see who can make more noise than the other guy with the other motorcycle, or who can go faster, so that they can reserve the title of saying, I'm the fastest today, which is a very meager thing to do. And plus, just make me remind about two much more famous characters, Elon Musk and the owner of Amazon, what's his name, that it escaped me now, the other tycoon. His name is Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos. They, some time back, I heard about their rocket, who had the bigger rocket and all this. What a childish thing to do for these big guys. I don't, but that's okay. That's them. They have billions to just use as they please. So we have some other stuff. Let's turn the page now. And we have here, this is nice. Level up at the library with reading dragons. They ask for people, some people, to register for the Kids 2025 Summer Reading Program. That is a nice program. I might look into it myself. It's nice to read for the kids. It reminds me when I had my grandchildren, they were small enough to listen to it, to reading a fairy tale at night before they go to bed. That's nice. Now, what else we have here? Well, page 7, Freshman Spotlight, Northeast Metrotech. Northeast Metrotech students bring teachers' coming-of-age novel to life in a heartfelt performance. Oh, that was the drama skit at the Northeast Metrotech. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought there was more likely to the regular educational schools. The Northeast Metrotech, I thought that they were teaching jobs and stuff like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, let's turn the page here. Okay, the Bands of Summer continues. Well, that's it's about Saugus Public Library Director Alan Thibault welcomed Coco Brown and the invitation to the Saugus Ironwork National Historic Site at the first concert of the 2025 summer season. And the date of the concerts are July 23rd, which is not far, Squeezebox Stomper, Cajun, Zydeco, Blues and Folks. Really, I don't know. I'm not much into the band and stuff like that, but it's always good to know. July 30th, Atware Donnelly, Traditional American and Celtics Folks Music, Percussive Dance. Oh, that's interesting. In my ignorance, I know a bit about the percussive dance. And that's the traditional American Celtic folks. That's nice music. I like that. Then they have August 6th, Ditto, acoustic music, the 60s and the 70s. That's interesting to know that too. I didn't know that they were going for decades, but just like other music, they probably do, and they are. August 13th, John Jerome, I don't know who it is, but rock, pop, country, hip hop. That's good music, and so it must be good. August 20, John Weatherman, A Journey Through the Roots of America Popular Music. Oh, I like American popular music. So there is a lot of stuff I like. I'm checking into it. And then the last one, that's August 27, Jump Street, classic rock, Motown, jazz, and funk. That I'm much more familiar with that. Then what else we have? All right. Okay. Oh, we have a veterinarian clinics arrive to give cats and dogs their shot. Oh, that's a good initiative. There's something I started, I think, from what I read over here. On July 13, on Sunday morning, local cat and dog owner streamed through the doors of PetSmart at 358 Broadway in Saugus, so their pets could get their shot. Oh, that's a very nice initiative. A team from Shot Vet, a pop-up vet clinic, arrived to give animals needed vaccination and parasite prevention care. While waiting to be next, a band of Sogonian with feline reconnected over pets amidst a cacophony of barking. Oh boy, then that's nice. That's a good initiative. That prevents a lot of problem, and I think makes probably people closer to get pets, because a pet vaccinated, it's a lot more inviting than a pet that you don't know what happened or what it is that they have. Because like on the reels, I see some videos about people, they find pets on the street and they go to the vet and they do the vaccination and all that. So there's a whole story with the happy ending. The point is, I'm sure that there are other stories with not so much happy ending. Not that pets shouldn't be saved from the street. No, but you gotta do it very carefully, because you never know what they have. So it never happened to me, but if it happened, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is find the person in charge of the town rescue, and then keep an eye on the pet or the animal that it was rescued, to see how it fares, and then maybe give a hand. So if I like it enough, I will take it home. Okay, so we turn the page. Oh well, there is a car show. I didn't know. There was last Sunday. That was nice. For say a productive Sunday in the parking lot, car show raises $4,000 for Mom's Cancer Fighting Angels. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. My God, see, as I said earlier, this newspaper, it's well framed. Very good. Positive news, not just negative, not gaslighting. And we will talk a little bit later about that. Then there is a 24th annual Walk of Hope to benefit ALS, Lou Gehrig disease, scheduled for September 6th. For if somebody is interested to help, put the pencil on September 6th. What they do, let's see, when they start and where they go. Wakefield, Massachusetts, walkers are signing up for the 24th annual Walk of Hope for ALS, a 3.5-mile walk around Lake, this is tough to, Quannapawit in Wakefield, to benefit the Angel Fund for ALS research. That's on Saturday, September 6th. The walk began with registration at 9 a.m., followed by the start of the walk at 11 a.m. So if anybody's interested, they know where to go and what to do. So that's very, very good. See, I don't know how much fund federal government, state government, they're doing. But it's nice that some people try to keep the population at large aware of what's going on, and something maybe get interesting, like throwing seeds someplace and hoping that something germinate and grow. So that's good. That is very good. Okay, then what else we have? Oh, we have some interesting picture for some garden around Saugus of how their plants are doing. There is a person that's in Julius Aston's garden near Saugus Center, has an impressive flower cluster with beautiful, incredible, that's how it's called, smooth hydrangea. I have one too at home. Actually, I have more than one. I have 1, 2, 3, 3 hydrangea. I have. I love those flowers. They are beautiful. Here it is. There is a scam alert. The Better Business Bureau scam alert. Rental cons cash in on stressed out mover. Sorry. Let me reread this one again for you. Better Business Bureau scam alert. Rental cons cash in on stressed out movers. Oh. And how they do that? But if you want more information, read at https://www.bbb.org/all/moving. They will telling everything you're supposed to know about that. And my God, there is always something new that happens. There are more pages, but there is advertising and whatnot. So, and this is about the Saugus Advocate. Nice. I like it. Then we go, I prefer the Boston Sunday Globe, but for being fair enough, I'll pick up the Boston Herald right over here. And they said, the front page said, Hot Seat Proctor. Ooh. Oh, that's about Karen Reed detective could appear in hearing on a phone record. I don't know. Then you have the sports, which I don't comment the sports. There are people much more qualified than I am to comment on sports. I don't follow sports that much. So what the first page is, now something here is, the bigger words are 4, dagger to my heart. Why? So, and then there is a picture of a letter from the White House, Washington, July 17, 2025. Says, directed to Mr. Robert Jackson. I'm sorry, my pronunciation could be wrong because English is still my second language. And Mrs. Tamara Tarpinian Jachem, Granby, Massachusetts. And this starts saying, Dear Tamara and Robert, and they covered some words, and I can say what they say. Oh, Melania and I are devastated by the senseless act of violence that took your beloved son Eric Tarpinian Jachim from us, and we are heartbroken for your entire family. While we may never fully understand the impact that Eric has had during his meaningful life, we know he will be remembered for his kindness, faithfulness, and devotion to your family and his many friends. He will also be remembered for his commitment to our country. I know how proud Congressman Estes was to have Eric represent his office, the people of Kansas' 4th Congressional District, and our nation. Eric will be held in my heart, and I promise never to forget or forgive the terrible act that took him from us. Please know that my administration will not stop fighting to clean up our street and ensure law and order. May God hold Eric in his eternal love and care and provide you and your other incredible children, Angela. I'm sorry, I said it in Italian. I should say it in English. Angela and Jeremiah with abiding peace and unending strength. Sincerely, signed by Trump. Okay, this is now my opinion. I don't think he doesn't even know what's in the letter. He signed it. Maybe even with the NATO sign. Who knows? But I hope this is really from his heart. Because to me, when it gets published on the front page of a newspaper, that may be Republican newspaper, Democratic newspaper, and all this newspaper in between, this is going to become politicized. I guarantee 99.9999%. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on the front page, because what's important is that the president, maybe, if he really is a president, and it would be in between him and the family. This is something that's very private. It doesn't go on a front page newspaper. That's of a bad taste. And that's all I want to say, because then I might get into trouble. So let's stop there. Oh, on the second page, they couldn't get anything better than that. Astronomer CEO resigned after viral concert video because they caught him with, I don't even have to read the article or even glance it, because that means it's a scandal, that because he has to resign. People doesn't resign because, oh, okay, today I resign, tomorrow, I don't know, maybe I'll do something else. No, they, especially when they spend a lifetime on those things. So, because somebody caught a picture with the astronomer, and from what I see here, a girl, the first is smiling and then she covered her face, and the look of the astronomer is now worried. Well, he was doing something that, not that I condone this one, but some other many thousands of people do, being unfaithful. The marriage is one of the things that probably got broken the most and punished the men the least. But this is not the right thing this way either. They have nothing better to do than that. Second page in a newspaper, any periodic, any daily publication, any kind. Second page is just almost as important as the first page. Obviously, there is always a competition in between the first, the second, and the third page, because where the eyes drop first is the third page. Okay, so let's go to the third page. And now here we go. We go on page 4, and the big lines is Haley's, Massachusetts is an illegal alien paradise. Those words, I mean, this article is written by Howie Carr, okay, columnist. I mean, Howie, you got an education, you got your degree, you got everything that's supposed to have to do and write for newspaper, columns or appearances or whatever. But certainly you missed the bullseye with this one by a mile. Even this is said by a guy that has no education, okay? I am lucky that I am speaking into a microphone, and I am enjoying this one because, yes, I like it. So, and were you saying illegal alien? What's illegal? His body? Maybe he's got 3 arms, 5 eyes? Or maybe they are just, for a lack of better word, they're just undocumented immigrant? Doesn't sound a little better? This is for you, Howie Carr. Thank you. And then he goes and says, in the obscenely bloated new $61 billion budget, they somehow can't seem to find money to give a pay raise to public defendants. This is another one. My God, I don't know. Well, I guess you got a job and you do it the way you see it. But this is ridiculous, to say simply ridiculous. $61 billion budget for what? Did you say just $61 billion budget? But where the money goes? This is something the Republicans are very good, very, very good at not saying anything about it. Don't saying more details. Not to the precise $10 bill, but some more detail would be nice. Maybe it will be clarifying and maybe it will be counter of what you mean. But obviously, take it out of context, it suits the purpose. Okay, Mr. Carr, good luck. I know why now something doesn't really grow. Said, I don't want to go through the entire column over here. No, that's not necessary. The strategy, here we go. But if you are an illegal alien, guess what, amigo? There is much pesos for your lawyers. Yes, and this is also training ground for lawyers that they just start. How do you like that? This helps the lawyers too, doesn't it? Oh, that's okay. I stop here because I don't really sympathize with reporter or columnist that they gaslight things. We don't need gaslight. We do need to be unified. You forget that is the goal, So let's go on. Doesn't deserve any more attention. We have on page 5 here. That's about the first page. They repeated on page 5, which has got more taste on page 5. But obviously, they put the pictures of Eric Tarpinian Jackim, I don't know which way it should be pronounced. And then obviously below, they have another picture. Can anyone guess who's in that picture? Well, if it's difficult, I'll help you guys out. President Donald Trump signed an executive order in the Oval Office of the White House in Washington earlier this year. At least it's not out of pen anyway, so that's something. But obviously he couldn't help. He couldn't help. He probably don't even know they put it over there. But whichever, he's here. My God, when I get up in the morning, Trump. During the day, Trump. When I have lunch, Trump. When I have a cup of coffee, Trump. When I get dinner at night, Trump. When I go to bed, Trump. My God, my God, my God. Hooray for the years of President Biden. He didn't intrude in our life so constantly as this guy here. My God. Lionsgate turn on page 6. Lionsgate turns Italian America Festival into a success. Ooh la la, that's Italian American. Sure, that's nice. Fairgoers take a ride on the Warrior during the 9th annual St. Mary at Carmen Society Festival, Thursday, in Newton. Oh, that's in Newton. Oh, okay, that's nice. At least the Italian American over there, they're getting busy. Myself, I'm Italian. I was born there. I was raised there. I came in this country at the age of 30, and now I am a naturalized American citizen. So that before I got to that, and even after, when I was going in Italy, I was the American. When I come back to America, I'm the Italian. So sometimes I ask myself, what the heck am I? Am I Italian? Am I American? Am I an Italian American? Yes and no. But anyway, I'm happy to be where I am. Now, if somebody wants to call me Italian American, fine. Somebody wants to call me Italian, fine. Some other people wants to call me American, fine too. After all, American is a great country, and I like it. That's why I came over here. I didn't immigrate because I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anything to eat. There was way before that. There was when I was born until the age of 5 and 6, where my mother taking her food out of her mouth to put it in my mouth. Because in those days there was no jar, the beech nuts jar and stuff like that. Mom has to do the whole work. Those days. All right. Oh, we see another over here. Ooh, look at that. On page 9, I read in big words, Haley sees surge in popularity in new poll. Plus, Josh Kraft releases a new transportation plan. I don't know. My God, why he has to run for mayor of Boston? He doesn't need anything. He's popular as it is. So I hope he's of a good character in case he win the election. Is a person with integrity and honesty for both sides, not just for the average Joe Schmo, but even for the people that they don't worry about tomorrow, and they don't worry about the next week or the next month or the next year. Even for those guys, they have their own problem too. The point is, the things get nasty when they try to take it from the average people to solve their problem. Then the music changes. Until then, they just luckier people than other. Okay, then the world news says we have Brazil weighs responses to Trump sanctions. That means that they haven't responded yet to the sanction that Trump wants to put on them just because they went after Bolsonaro. First of all, it's not Trump's business whatsoever. So he should be staying out of that. Second, he's now got an enemy or somebody that don't like him, which is, I can't remember the entire name, but I'm just going to say Lula da Silva. He's now the president. He won the presidency, while Bolsonaro have to flee to Florida. Ooh, who's living in Florida? Oh, look at that. That's Trump, with Mar-a-Lago, his own golden castle, where he's got all his top secret files, and then nobody's going to look at it, even though he keeps it in bathroom, in living room, some in his desk, so he has spread it out. And my God, now it comes back to my mind about Hillary Clinton and her emails. Let's put it this way. Who did the worst? Trump? The one that tells to a tycoon from Australia, top secret, just as a regular conversation of somebody that was doing something had been done before her was there in the office, from other Secretary of State. The same thing. Because after all, those emails, they're not entitled the top secret document. But anyway, let's put that to rest, please. So I'm really curious to know what the Brazil response is going to be to Trump. Because Brazil, it's not much smaller than United States. They have a richness underground. The only thing I don't agree with any of those Brazilians is the fact that they keep killing the Amazon forest. That's the lung of the planet. And why? Oh, well, we figure people, they smoke, killing and ruining their own lungs. how can they think further than that and think that the Amazon, as a lung of the world, it should be left intact so that it does the job? Anyway, we'll go to another page now, see what we got in the next page here. Oh boy, this is where it gets me riled up, really. On page 10, 32 Palestinians shot dead trying to reach food distribution site, Gaza authorities say. Well, this newspaper probably got the numbers wrong, because they are not 32, but it seems to be that the latest one is 80. So while they try to get their food, we got these heroic Jewish soldiers, that they are invincible. So, who was their enemy there? Did they see any guns? Did they see anything that it will make them on alert? And after all, if you don't see anything, but you think they have it, is it your right to shoot? At least hear the shot from them first, and not the one shoot in the air, because we know those in the air, you can see the rifle pointing up, okay? So when you see the rifle pointing at you, now you would like some of your colleague, of your soldier that are with you, they shoot first. Yes, that is self-defense called, and that you can go from there. But until then, you have no right. These people, they're going for food. They are hungry. But you know what? There is an Italian proverb, and I will say first in Italian and then I'll translate it. It says, chi sputa in cielo in faccia ritorna. That means, who spits in the sky, the spit will come back on the face. So, today you spit in the sky, wait for tomorrow. That's all I can say. Because I can get on this one, because I'm going to lose my cool here. So, now we have Russia pounds Ukraine with over 300 drones. It escaped me. I mean, I'm not an educated person. I'm not a general. I'm not an officer. I was just in 1969. I went into the Italian army. I did my service and then went back home. Okay? So, now, this is, as I say, I have a hard time put it into words. We have a nation that had been attacked by a bully. Russia is a nation, but it's run by a bully. Because the Russian people, they feel like all the other population in the world. They feel pain, they feel hunger, they feel thirst, they feel cold, they feel hot. Just like all other people. So we cannot say, the Russians population, they grew up this way, that's how they are, their traditions, that's all BS. It's who leading them, okay? We lost our trust internationally, not because it's United States of America, but because some of the leaders causes for the United States to lose trust internationally. So the same thing, the same token should be used for the Russian. The Russian people are just people. The leaders are the one that they must take responsibility for what they are pushing their population of doing, like making them chop meat to put in front of machine guns, in front of cannon, in front of drones, missiles. Just send them, because they have their way of doing the war. And strangely enough, the Russian people doesn't seem they can rebel. Well, I can think one good reason, because if anyone try to get rebel, they're going to end up into the steppes of Russia, into the tundra, to those Siberias, those places God-forsaken, and they will die over there. That's why they stay quiet. They may grumble, but that's all they're going to do. Unless somebody decide to make finally a move. Because even if they have the nuclear warhead, the rockets and all that, there is a lot of question about that system that they have. I'm sure they have some modern stuff too, but even an imbecile like Putin or his aides, they will not push that button. They will not, even if they know they're losing the war, if they do things that the Russians say they're not supposed to do, because otherwise we send nuclear warheads and start a nuclear war. Nobody, not when they say, the usual saying is in their right mind. No, you don't even need to have a right mind. Just nobody will do that because nobody will survive. Therefore, Russia will lose the war if the NATO and United States and others will decide finally to help with concrete help to Ukraine. Okay? Only then Ukraine can win the war. Right now is just a drain of energy, most important, blood, young life, old life, women, children, and infrastructure, hospital, nursing homes, condominiums. Come on. This is a slaughter. Just this, even it's a larger size, but that's at the same level of cruelty as the Middle East. Money is the people kill each other for it, because insecure leader, because leader that they cannot even be dignified with the title of leader. That's right. So this is why we should help Ukraine. Because if Ukraine is allowed to fail, then we might as well fold up and just let the Putin rule the world and Trump be his say I want to say my opinion here, his wife. But I will say he's second in charge. Okay. So for this, I would say let's help Ukraine all the way. You don't want to send troops in it? Fine. I'm not general, so I don't know. But you can send advisors. You've done that before, America. You have done that before, England. You have done that before, France. I don't know about Italy. Did they? I think they did. I'm not quite sure. But usually Italian troops, I always try to define, they go into a war theater and they start to cook spaghetti. And that gets everybody's attention, both sides. So that's where my definition, wrong or right, I don't know. That's what I like to think about it. How? That's it. Or maybe Spain or maybe other nations send, like Cuba. Even Cuba sent it in Africa, I remember. What was the 60s or the end of the 60s or the 70s? They were sending troop advisors in Liberia, I believe. So this is it. Okay. Now there is one over here that it's interesting. It's sort of not unusual big line, and that is in Los Angeles. Men whose car struck crowd outside club, injuring 30, was shocked, attacked by the crowd. Finally, the crowd react, and finally the crowd make everybody understand that the crowd rules. Sometimes rules for good reason, sometimes rules for not good reason. but that's the crowd. It's a spontaneous thing. And I'm sure if I dare, I would probably join them, because a man that distracts a crowd and injuring 30, and God knows what else, it deserves to be attacked and to be beat up to a point of lynching. Oh, this is a news that I'm glad to see on the Boston Herald. It's on page 12. It says, Trump sues Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch. So finally, even Rupert Murdoch, it seems to be fed up with Trump for whatever reason. I don't know. My opinion is the reason money. I don't see it any other. They don't have ideologies, because what they wanted to get always more and more, it's power and money. Ideologies, no, because sometimes for ideologies you have to spend money and you have to let go some power. So then we have, I don't understand here. What is this? This is Sunshine Stewart Wright, better. 17-year-old charged with murdering paddleboarders killing at pond. I don't know. I'm not interested. And considering that I'm not going to waste your time and my time reading or sketch some highlight on the news over here, I'm just going to go right over it. Here we go. On page 19, we get capital gains tax next target. Trump can really boost the economy. Capital gains? Well, it depends at what level of capital gains. If they start to put that small writing, capital gains taxed from, I don't know, 100,000 to 200,000, because capital gains usually it's gained by the selling of big items like, I don't know, like a house, a luxury car maybe, this kind of stuff. That's where I think capital gains kicks in. So, but now especially on the real estate, it is important if they put caps where the caps are being set up. Because if the caps are set up like, so a family wants to sell a property where they lived for 20, 30 years, okay? They sell the property, they bought it maybe, let's say, at $400,000. Now, 30 years later, they sell it at $800,000 or $700,000, whatever it is, and they make a capital gain after 20, 30 years of $400,000 or $500,000. Now, when that capital gain is being acquired and everybody's been paid, will that be under a cap, under the capital gains tax cap, or will be above that one, or within the reach? Because if it's under, that's fine. So these people, they work hard for all these years. They put their savings, either some in the bank and some they spend it to taking care of the property and all that. They shouldn't even be taxed, period. It's their nest eggs. It's something that they can probably walk away and go maybe to live to, I don't say a nursing home, but something a level to above that, like independent living or something that way. So shouldn't be taxed. Now, from there up, I would put a tax. Now, this is just for an example matter. The numbers shouldn't be taken in consideration as a milestone, that's where it should start. No. It depends. That study has to be done before this decision has to be made. So it can be until a certain value. For example, they can say, usually the Democrats say, okay, we'll start tax from 5 millions and up. Well, that means taxing the rich, okay? Or maybe from 3 millions and up. Who knows? They're taxing the rich. Well, somebody sells a property with $30 million and they make like $50 million profit or $10 million profit. Yeah, capital gains tax is very good. Put it on. Okay, from there on and up, there are no limits. So even the most expensive home, like I can see, let's say, my crystal ball of some years from now, I can see Mar-a-Lago up for sale, and they make $100 million. That capital gains tax, cut the $500,000 to start with that, and from there on up, tax it. That'd be good. If he's got the money to pay it, why not? Okay, so, and this is a good, I think it's a positive thing. It's just that positivity should be, the judgment of positivity should be decided after we see the figures. Okay. And so then on page 20, there is that idea of auto loan tax break could save buyer thousands, experts say. Well, I don't know, because if I buy a compact car, I cannot afford a bigger car. I don't know how I can save thousands. I might save several hundreds, yeah. And also the tax, the insurance also will be refigured. So there are some ramifications that they will be good about it. Yeah, I think it's good. Auto loan tax, but to say that the buyer save thousands, it depends what kind of car. If you buy a Corvette or something on that idea, then I say, yeah, you save thousands, because it depends. The Corvette, some are custom made. Yeah, well, let them save. The point is the government gets less. Okay, now we go down to sports, which I don't like to comment about it. I don't have the time to follow the sports like some other do, and good for them. Now we go to the Boston Globe here. Okay, the front page, there is something. It's sort of like, so look at that, serving our community since 1872. So how much is that? That's 153 years. Wow, that's not bad. Okay, and did they say on the Boston Herald? Did they say in the Boston Herald how long are they publishing this? Boston Herald? I don't see it. That's a very, very, bare front page. Not many information. And the second page, news tips, Siri desk, Boston. No, nothing. They don't say when they started. I'm sure they didn't start yesterday, but you can see the difference on the publishing the newspaper. Okay, now we have over here the front page. I'm gonna read the first, just all the big line. Start from left. Austerity aside, pet project survive. Despite budget stress, lawmakers fund favorites. I don't like that to begin with. Already, I don't like it. So then we go on the right. Oh, should go on the center. There is a picture. It's a beautiful picture of water and shore, and well, that's all there is. Though beautiful. Everything else I think is not that beautiful. It says, mystery beneath the surface, pointing to the water. Two divers died at this Rockport beach. Oh boy. A year later, a third died at the same spot. Well, something is wrong over there. And I never go to the beach to go and go in the water, but I heard that there is what they call it a riptide tide or some current, something like that. Is it they type the current that grab whoever is in the water and take it into the open sea. That's why I don't go. But this seems the diver. They call them diver. That's different. That diver is gonna be first. Is the beach must be deep, and from what they point out, it doesn't seem like. I think it's probably just the picture the way because it's like 2 feet of water over there, so they cannot possibly dive over there. They must be relying more on saying further back, like where there are maybe 15, 20, 50 feet of water or more, where you can start to see vegetation, fishes of a certain size and stuff like that. That says, in 2023, that's the smaller caption, Richard Brady and Alan Leo died while scuba diving off Front Beach in Rockport. Off Front Beach. So that's why they were further in water. So, okay. They say a family, others haunted by eerie similarity between death of two diving bodies and a third victim. Yeah, that's puzzling, but let's see. Well, we go now on the left of the front page, say, oversight of homes for elders too light? It's a question. It's a caption line under a form of a question. And they said, the smaller print says, push to regulate assisted living more as needed of resident intensify. Well, yeah, I can understand that. It should be much more oversight. I had my mother here for 1 year in the local nursing home, not assisted living. I took her home from Italy because she had nobody over there. As my father died, she was alone. And I decided she couldn't be alone, so I took her here in my home. And but the last year, due to dementia, just couldn't handle it. So I put it to a very nearby nursing home. And, well, I can't say anything wrong about that nursing home. In those days, 2011, it was good. I was there every day, more than once a day. So I didn't see anything wrong. But I believe some oversight is, if it need to be more, it need to be more. Yes, why not? That would help a lot. So now, if we go a little further down, on the right side says the A&I shrink will compute for you now. Whoa, okay. More popular. Chatbot therapy raised concern. Chatbot therapy? What's that? Does anyone knows what chatbot therapy are? Maybe you can send a message to disgruntleditalian @gmail.com, because I have no idea what chatbot is chatbot. You're talking about, small talks. Okay, small talks. I don't think small talks it should be categorized as a therapy. But hey, we are into a computer age. Who knows? Okay, the shadow knows. So let's go on to page number 2 over here. Oh la la. Syrian leader urge Bedouin Druze ceasefire. Yeah, in Syria it's a big mess. I hope things gets fixed because it seems like the Israel nation, every time a nation in the Middle East have a problem, they try to jump in, and then they do it as masters, as owners. They rule. Look at Lebanon. They rule. They tell them what to do in their own home, a sovereign state. Netanyahu, remember what I say with the Italian proverb? It works for everybody, including you. So the Syrian leader urged Bedouin Druze ceasefire. Government forces sendbacks to halt clashes, I'm sure, because a nation don't like to go into a civil war. Civil war is bloody, is cruel, is terrible. If there is nothing worse than a war amongst two nations, is a civil wars amongst brothers. Many lost in Assad's regime. Say, in Lebanon, answers are few. Yeah, well, until the Israeli nation goes inside there and do like they are the masters of the universe, we'll have no answer because they keep stirring the pot. Firework mishaps leaves 19 injured. That's in Germany. Oh, I thought there was something just in the United States or Italy. Because Italy, especially southern Italy, just like here in the United States, in this part of the United States, they love fireworks. And sometimes fireworks puts, a bottom line and a toll. So this is, again, comes up with, even the Boston Globe comes up with 32 Palestinians shot dead trying to reach food sites, Gaza authorities say. So if the both newspapers say the same number, maybe it is the right number. Well, if it is, it's nothing good, but as I heard 80, well, at least it's 32, but the soldier they shot at these people, they're certainly no hero under my eyes. And I've been a soldier. So, what can you do, right? Now we have, oh boy, we have, page 4. Russia made major advances in June, but at the high cost. And as I explained earlier, Putin doesn't care about the life of his soldiers, or I should say mercenary, because what they're doing, what they did even in England with their mercenary, Wagner mercenary, it's unbecoming. It's unbecoming. It's not. I think somebody should send a convincer to Putin to change policy. Okay. Then there is another one. Oh, look at this. This is from China. Chen Tianming and his rickety multi-story housing. What is it? I can't see it. Well, it's a bad picture. Multi-story housing, Xinjiang, China. It has attracted Gawker and even a few tourists. Just because it's got a rickety multi-story house? Okay. Oh, now the smaller writing is men's precarious home symbolizes his resistance. Then another corner of the same article in a smaller print, but bigger than the regular print, says, but the advantage is that it's conspicuous, a bit eye-catching. People admire it, other people spend millions and no one goes to look at their houses. And that's right. That's a good analysis. These people, they big houses, a villa or mansion, and then at the end of it, unless they invite them, nobody goes. That's good. I like that. Oh, and that's a better news. Congo and Rwanda-backed rebel signed declaration to end conflict. Let me read the article. I am a bad reader that try to be a good reader. Congo and Rwanda-backed rebels signed declaration to end conflict. That's a good news, because at least now they no longer are warring. And so they might finally decide to sit at the table and try to discuss their problem. And I don't see why that couldn't be solved. And maybe if this administration, that they actually don't care unless they make money, the administration wants to help with some aids, the one that they cut the funds about, USAID, send some over there so that there's not going to be a fight, that is going to solve the problem through the USAID as a third party, and that USAID as a third party also can have the meaning to satisfy their shortcoming. Why not? And now we go to the following page 6. Oh, this is very sad. More than 100 still missing in Texas, 2 weeks after the flood. Now, this is disheartening. Why? Because it brings me back to the Italian system when the government was helping the victim of those tragedy, like earthquake, flood, fire, especially earthquake in southern Italy, and even northeast Italy. They were earthquake. What they do is for the benefits of the elector, they rush something in it, and then they rush in and then they stop. Then things get like you have the feet into a mud. Every step, it takes decades. As a matter of fact, until the 70s, when I was in Italy, the victim of the earthquake of 19 first decade, I believe, of the last century, the earthquake hit Reggio Calabria, which is in the strait with Messina in Sicily. Okay, that earthquake destroyed both towns, and at the beginning of the last century, 70 years later, they still had people in those. As the word rickety comes back to my mind, in those rickety house that they was like shacks. 70 years later. So this is not, I'm sure, whoever is running the state of Texas right now, a Republican, through all kind of obstruction for the election, even them, give them enough time, they will probably fix it. They will more likely do the style of put a patch on it, and I hope instead they will use the style of let's do it better and do it. Let's do it new and let's do it better this time around. So, and I feel bad. All my condolences go to these people that they perish in that act of God. Now we go to another. What do we have? New airport scanner better at spotting liquid explosive. Oh, that's good. Now, if they can organize the air traffic controller better, they will help. Because if you can spot the explosive and then the aeroplane, they have a problem in the air by smashing each other, it's not really a big help. And the smaller print says, it's a difference of being able to see something that would have been hidden, clear as day with the new technology. That is some kind of relief. Now in page 9 there is a pickup of the article on page 1 about the chatbot therapy gaining users but also raising concern. Yeah, there is a picture over here of a girl that says, "It was my last resort that day. Now is my first go-to." Scout Stephen describing her use of ChatGPT to help with therapy. I have no idea what it is, but I am an old guy, so computer, it's the new frontier. Well, it's been for a while, but I'm also an old guy for a while too. So I don't think I can comment. I don't think I'm even qualified unless I feel it almost like it's a sixth sense. Now we go to the rest of Section 8 on the Boston Globe, and today I think I'm gonna finish with the Section 8. So Democrat on page 11, Democrats 2024 audit won't blame Biden or Harris, likely to focus on super PAC, not politician. Through the decades, I'm here since 1977, and I actually have witnessed the invention of the super PAC and all that thanks to the Supreme Court allowing money to free speech. And I would like to those smart Supreme Court justices, not all of them, only the pertinent one. I would like for them to put a freaking dollar on the desk, okay? Talk to them and then wait for an answer back. Freedom, they have the right of speech. Money. You gotta be kidding me. And the American people bought it. To me, the Supreme Court, the way it is today, is can no longer any significance. Don't mean squat to me. Why? Because they are politically colored. No more. Shouldn't be like that. And they are corrupt. I can name a couple of them. Okay? One even the same origin I am. Well, all right. Okay, this is it. One last one. Oh, well, I have a couple of more pages here. Oh, I have a couple of more pages, sorry. Okay, first of all, the super PAC shouldn't even exist, okay? And I don't even know why the Democrats, evidently somebody tried to blame Biden or Harris. I don't understand why they have to blame Biden or Harris. Start with Harris. She picked up where the Biden Electoral Committee, or whatever you call it, left. And she did an excellent job. Very good job. Unfortunately, she only had 107 days. So time was against her, and time, unfortunately, is an indiscriminate judge. Okay, why somebody's blaming Biden? Well, that the reason is that he's too old, this and is that. You know what? I would like to say something to these people that say that Biden right now could be, because it's older than he was before. So, and when it reaches a certain age, things sort of like going downhill faster, because the change of level is much steeper as it goes further into the time. So Why? He remember his speech. He remember his point. Sometimes stumbled because his speech is that there's still an impediment. Okay, make it sound like he don't remember or stuff like that, and that is what a lot of Democrats they fall into it, because I'm sure that Putin has something to do with that. And then nobody's going to convince me there was no interference, even in the 2006, 15 and 16, and even in 2023 and 24. Same thing. He's in it, and he's in it in every nation there is an election, including NATO, the European Union. He's in it. He is the cancer of the world unless we get rid of him. And to me, he's not my cousin, not even third grade, fifth grade, nothing is nothing to me. Somebody decide to get rid of in an unconventional way, go right ahead. I will never be the one who stops it. And if somebody wants to get rid of it, say, I need somebody to give me a plan, a political plan to get rid of him, I'll give it to him. Because I don't like him. Period. Okay? So, therefore, as he remembers, going back to the speeches for Biden, he remembers his points and all that. And sometimes he was stumbling. Okay, even if he probably didn't say to anybody, and I'm not a mind reader, but I think that he was setting up a trap for Mr. Trump. Was setting up a trap, and it was going to work. The point is that these people, that they, even Democrats, some of them have no spine, just like the Republican. The Republican, though, are the worst. So, even they have no spine to face, to be in faith and say, he's going to do it. Today, we could more likely call President Biden instead that Trump. Okay? So, this is what I believe. And to me, that would have been the outcome. We would have a different president today. Maybe at a certain point you say, okay, the president can no longer function well. Well, the president has a vice president, doesn't they? Okay, so if the president die or get bit by a mosquito or a tsetse fly, they fall asleep every time, all that it can be replaced with the vice president. Did anybody thought of that? Okay. So, and then now we have another article from Washington that says, the big line says, for the most part, Trump's pace of early travels mirror Biden's. So, isn't there an enlightenment? Because even Mr. Trump, he's got his fault on forget things and turning around. The only thing he's more able to hide that because he's an experienced showman. And that's the reason why. Or he's just as tardive, as mindless, as forgot things and things. It's just now at this point is probably worse than Biden. But obviously, just like with what's even with FDR, they hide the fact that he had polio and he couldn't walk to the American people. They doing this one now with Trump. They hiding the fact that he's no longer capable of doing something. To do speech correctly, following a certain subject and a certain line. He goes off, period. Goes on his own. Okay. Then we have, okay, now he says, here we go. On page 12, we got a picture that of the Republican. It seems they just watched a funny show. a very funny show with a stand-up comic. So what I see in the center is Trump with the gavel presented to him by House Speaker Mike Johnson, which that guy, he say he's a lawyer. I would like to see what kind of lawyer he was to begin with that, and how good he was. I think it's, if we have to debate, I probably beat him. And I have no education. I think I can beat him. And then we have others. Please, this is a joke of a picture here. Trump chiseled away at power of a compliant Congress. Well, a compliant Republican, not Congress, because Congress is made out of Republican and Democrat, and one independent, or two now. GOP lawmakers keep giving him what he wants, power. Yes, until a certain point. Well, now actually he's already doing it for a while. Tell them what to do and what to say, because otherwise he's going to put another one in their primary. That's the standard blackmailing. And they all fall for it. Because how many times he can do that? He can do that one, 2, 3, 4 times. After that one, he can't go that far. So this point. Then, really, so we have on page 3, we have a recapture and a continuum of that article on page 1 about the fire on the assisted living was. There was about, I think it's one of the survivor. Oh, broke it there for hours. Yes. The daughter says, I didn't really understand what assisted living was. Well, the word itself, it should be more than the explanatory of what assisted living is. Says Kathleen Lynch Moncata, whose mother-in-law, Rose Moncata, left, that's the lady, fell and broke her neck, then lay on the floor for hours. Evidently, she survived, even all that happened to her. I feel bad for her. So there is, they have a lot to say, but I'm sure those are details that it's more likely technical than anything else. Okay, and this is, I believe we stop over here. Today I gotta go to earn my paycheck, so I'm running out of time, and I would like to read the I would like to read the Metro, but no way, I can't. I just gonna say my closing word. I hope this entertain you a little bit, I would like to say, to close everything, I would like to say one joke for all these men that they are married with wives that it's hard that they have them to laugh. And that's this one. If you want to have your wife laughing, this is what you should do. You should come home, ask your wife to sit at the table with you. Then you go to step number 2. First, you're looking at her in the eye, direct in the eyes. Then you ask her to give her hands and to put it in your hands. And when you warmly held her hands, you tell her, looking directly in her eyes, honey, I am the man in this house. And I guarantee you the laughing is going for the rest of the day. Thank you for listening to me. This is the return of the Disgruntled Italian. And until next time, I will gather more stuff. And maybe sometime I will not read the newspaper, just talk to you people from where my beliefs are. But until then, you keep cool. Okay, the hammer is hot. And have a good time. Thank you, guys.
The preceding program was produced through the community television facilities of Saugus TV. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of Saugus TV, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.